Can you just not wrap another item each day and you just don't want any more sales with eBay? Do you sometimes feel as if it weren't for all these customers, I would have time to make a lot of money on eBay? Well, eBay can get pretty busy. Sales can get very good. 2026, the end of August, sales are really picking up and they haven't been bad all summer. But lately, I've been busier than O.J. Simpson at a knife convention. And if you've been following this channel, you have been too. eBay rewards sellers who do the right thing on eBay. And this video is going to be a little bit different. I'm about to show you the very best #1 item you should be looking for at estate sales. A lot of you have problems at estate sales. Things are too expensive. If you wait till the last day when they're a lot cheaper, a lot of things are gone. You may have seen on the first day when they were too expensive to buy. In general, I find that if I go to an estate sale earlier, say on the first or second day when there are no discounts at all, if something sells well, I pretty much go ahead and buy it. Let's say I can turn a $5 Yadro figurine into $50, but if I wait 3 days, I can buy it for 75% off, which is typical for the last day of an estate sale. And here's a big tip on the last day. Towards the end of an estate sale, some estate sale companies will go around and tell people in the last hour, whatever you can fill a bag up with, $5 for anything that you can put in a bag. And they usually have bags or boxes for that. They don't want to take anything home. Now, they're not going to do anything like that the first couple of days, but that last day, that last hour, they want to get rid of things. If you've been burned in the past at estate sales, oh man, am I about to make you some money. Stop not going to estate sales. You need to start going. I don't care if it's the first day or the last day. The last day, it turns out what I'm about to tell you about are often all still there on the last day. If you don't go on the first day and you don't go on the second day, don't not go to an estate sale just because you missed the first 2 or 3 days it was open. The thing I'm about to show you almost always will all still be there. This is a little known that only some eBayers know about. It falls into the realm of books, specific kinds of books. You will find these at estate sales. As a matter of fact, you'll find a lot of these. You have walked by these over and over in the past. Stop walking by. It's like walking by $20, $50 bills. There's a certain kind of book that we are finding a lot of at estate sales right now. I believe it's the time period. You know, estate sales pretty much exist because the people died. And the kids just want to get rid of all the stuff, sell the house, take the cash. And we're at the age range right now, 80, 90, 100 years old, of people passing away. And they were in their prime in the 1950s and 60s. A prime time frame for the types of books I'm about to tell you about. It's pretty gutsy to say, I can tell you the #1 book category you will profit on at estate sales in general. That's risky to say because there are several. For instance, religious books of all kinds do well. You probably thought that was what this was about. I talked about a book category being hot at estate sales. Religious books, they're hot, but they're not as hot as what I'm about to tell you. But religious books are always worth looking at and comping and almost always sourcing. And you'll find many that are worth sourcing and make you a lot of money. So I'm going to reveal it right now. And after I do, in just a little bit, I'm going to tell you the magic phrase that I use to get more sales. If I've got a buyer that's on the fence about whether he or she wants a certain one of these books, my phrase often will tip them over to the purchase. The category is old textbooks. Now you might know, especially if you made the huge mistake of trying to sell on Amazon for a while, you probably know modern textbooks, very recent textbooks, can sell for a lot of money, and they can. College students are going to college, textbooks are way overpriced, and if they can find a textbook within the last edition or two that is still being used in classes they're taking, they want a used textbook. It makes sense. It saves a lot of money. But you may have found if you started going down that route for Amazon and or for eBay, that if the textbook is 5, 8, 7, 6 years old, they don't sell well. They're not worth getting. They're just old enough to where students going to class want a more modern edition because textbooks change constantly every year or two. I'm talking about old vintage textbooks from the 50s, from the 40s, from the 60s, from the 30s. All of those textbooks will blow you away as to how much money they will make overall. And when you see what I add to the top of listings, you're just going to go, wow, I can't believe that works, but it does. Old textbooks sell well. What kinds of textbooks? They don't even really have to be textbooks. They can be industrial volumes that have hardbacks that are catalogs of electrical components. Those were popular in the 40s and 50s. The bottom line is, if you open a book and have no idea what you're looking at, it's probably worth some money on eBay. It can be old. It can be worn. The covers can be worn. It can have writing in it. Some of the pages can be loose. People still want those books. They're not collecting it for a rare book library. They want the contents of the information. Engineering, electrical, biological, petroleum engineering, old math books, calculus books, trigonometry books, anything industrial. If it's got a name of a company you recognize on the cover and it's a big, thick, technical book, that almost for sure will make you a lot of money. How much are these being priced for at estate sales? I think this is the last great frontier for resellers to find these at estate sales. I think these are the last items most people know nothing about buying. And the estate sales, they know they don't sell, and they just price them down all the time. Last day, they're just going to let you buy the shelf for $1.50 or something ridiculous. I'm practice what I preach. I'm telling you, this is really hot and will make you a lot of money. So I'm going to show you my recent sales, unedited, except I'm going to edit out the buyer's name. I'm going to show you sales of textbooks that I've had over the last 2 or 3 weeks. Nothing special. This is common. So the first thing I did was search for the word engineering in books that I've sold recently, and I found the following: Physics for Students of Science and Engineering. These were a 2-volume set, volume 1, volume 2. I will say this is almost for sure the lowest price of a truly vintage engineering textbook that I've gotten in months. Each of these, they sold for $20 a set. That's just $10 a piece. They almost for sure cost $1 a piece. So we turned $2 into $20. But that is low. That is low. And yes, I always charge shipping. Full shipping, plus a little extra for tape and boxing and so forth. $10 a book, $20 for a pair. Physics for Students. I don't know anything about physics. I wish I did, but I don't. Open these books. I don't know what they're about. I do know the 3 laws of thermodynamics. Those are pretty cool. Those prove that we have actually a very young universe. Not any of this billions and billions of years garbage. Let's move on down, okay? Shall we? Engineering mechanics, statics, and dynamics. What's that? $14.99. Okay, that's not bad. And by the way, most of these are very thick, but who cares? Your buyer pays shipping, $6.30 medium mail. They're all medium mail, so they're not expensive shipping, even if they're large, heavy books. This one got me $15, one book. Again, I won't keep saying this. 50 cents, $1. They may have said, take the whole shelf for $5, something like that. We don't pay much for these at all. And we found that if we miss the first 2 or 3 days of an estate sale, these books are still there. No one wants them, except all the buyers willing to pay you a lot of money on eBay for them. And I'm going to show you how to get them sold even faster. Go on down. Design of Welded Structures by Omar Blodgett. I wonder if he's related to Andrew Blodgett Mayfair. For those of you who know who Andrew Blodgett Mayfair is, my hat's off to you, and I don't even wear a hat. $39.99, $40 for one book. Go on down. Mathematics of Physics and Modern Engineering, $19.95, one book. This was in pretty bad shape, by the way. The covers were very loose, if I recall properly. Petroleum Refinery Engineering, $35, from 1958. I got both my degrees, undergraduate and a master's, at the University of Tulsa. I live in Tulsa, and Tulsa was known as the oil capital of the world for many years. This is where the worldwide oil exposition was held for many years. And this was written by a professor from the University of Tulsa in the late 1950s. $35 plus shipping. Steel Construction Manual, $25 plus shipping. This was smaller than many of them. CRSI Design Handbook, Concrete Reinforcing. It's a hardback, and it actually had a CD-ROM inside it that hadn't been opened. If the CD-ROM were missing, I would still be selling this book. It sold for $73, $72.99. One book, yeah, plus shipping. Let's look for mathematics books, one we saw already. Here's another one, General Mathematics at Work, 1952, textbook, $16. Let's go up and look for electrical books. This one was in with the textbooks, but it was a large magazine-like item, a periodical from Sears on simplified electrical wiring. It was in with all the textbooks. I think they just threw it in for free at the estate sale. $15, $14.99. National Electrical Safety Code, 2463. Who cares what the code was in 1948? The Electrical Safety Code has changed dramatically since 1948. You can't even recognize it compared to what it was back then, and yet someone wanted to pay me $24.63, which means I probably took an offer. Someone wanted to pay me almost $25 for this outdated electrical code manual. Wow. Okay, I'm going to type in textbook. We'll find a few overlaps, but we'll see some that we haven't seen. These two we've seen. This is a newer book. Here's one. Analysis and Design of Airplane Structures, $30 from 1952. Chiropractic textbook from 1948, sold for an even $50. One old, outdated textbook sold for $50. Now, I'm talking about recently, June 29th. These are all pretty recent. Going down, I'm looking for more old. Some of these have the word textbook, but they're newer, so I'm looking for older ones. Here's one, Agriculture for Elementary Schools, $14.99. This was in terrible condition. The covers were very loose, writing all over it. It was a textbook, probably from a junior high back in 1938. Even had stains that I believe were mildew and mold on the covers, sold for $15. Someone wants old textbooks from 1938 going down. New Latin Grammar, 1957, sold for $19. I'm telling you, these went for nothing at an estate sale. No one else wanted these books at an estate sale. Plane and Spherical Trigonometry from 1950, the Armed Forces version. The Armed Forces, as you may or may not know, probably, especially in the Air Force, they have a lot of training, a lot of classes. They teach a lot of math and trig and things like that. This happened to be an Armed Forces book, which helped, and it sold for $12. It was a softcover book. Going down, Basic Reading from 1965, $15, $14.99. Our Oklahoma, this is another one that was all, I believe, mildewy or maybe just stained, but it was terrible condition. Our Oklahoma, pages torn, writing all over, 1959 for $12.95. Do I think it's worth paying $1 for an old Oklahoma text, or less, probably 50 cents for an old Oklahoma textbook, and selling it for $13? You bet it's worth my time to do that. None of these are fragile. It's not like it's glass and you have to worry about them breaking and shipping. They're nothing. Okay, I entered MCM for mid-century modern, which basically is, well, a lot of buyers do know this acronym, MCM, mid-century modern, and those are textbooks that were printed from the 40s through the 60s. And I have a lot of things that are MCM, but let's just scroll through and look at the textbook types of items. Analytic Geometry and Introduction to Calculus, $15. That was a very thin book. I just wrapped it in a bubble mailer and shipped it. A lot of music books, by the way. I've talked about music before. Slide rule books. But here's what I find about slide rule books. They'll all sell between $15 and $25, and they take a few weeks to sell, and that's it. How much does an estate sale charge you for a paperback slide rule book from 1955? Nothing, basically. Basically, you just say, can I toss this in? And they'll say, yeah, please. We don't want to mess with it. Or they'll charge you the paperback rate for the last day of the sale or something. So $20. Someone paid me $20 for this paperback 1955 slide rule. A lot of you don't even know what a slide rule is, but people who are good at them can make calculations pretty fast. I started to say as fast as a calculator, not even close. But the ones that are good with the slide rule, they're pretty fast to do incredible mathematic calculators with a slide rule, which is basically a piece of wood with a sliding ruler in the center of it. Okay, so I went down, and that's about it for MCM as far as textbooks go. I hope I've made my point. Old textbooks that no one wants. If you open the book and you don't know what it's saying, it almost for sure will sell. Now, very important, many of these will not comp. Many of these have not sold on eBay in the last 3 years, and you're not on your app going to find this. Many of these textbooks you will not find having sold on eBay in the last 3 years. Take them anyway. What, you out $1? You out 50 cents? You out a quarter? They're free. It doesn't matter. Take them anyway. If they're 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, old engineering, industrial books, buy them. Don't even waste your time doing comps. Just buy them. Worst case, if you find 5 that just won't sell, lot them together and sell them as a lot of 5 industrial textbooks from the 50s. Someone's going to pay $25 for those. You'll get rid of all of them at a big profit, all of them. Now, I promised you I would tell you how to make them sell even faster. So let's look at a geometry book that we saw earlier. Here is the line that I use in my description for every one of these old textbooks or industrial volumes. This is gold, Jerry. This is gold. This volume demonstrates times long ago when textbook makers respected their audience's ability to learn well-presented information without watering down the materials, as is done so much today. Anybody who's looking for these textbooks are doing so for one big reason is that modern-day textbooks are for babies. They do not respect the reader's potential to learn. I just point that out. And I'm going to start putting this in bold-faced letters as the first line of each and every one of these, of any old book like this that I sell. I am going to remind them, although these buyers know this, that this is when textbooks were great. This is when textbooks actually taught. This is when textbooks respected the student. This is when textbooks respected the material itself. People graduate today and they can't even read their diploma, and yet they still graduate. Everything's watered down in schools all the way through universities. Everything's watered down. People want these books, I believe, primarily because of what I just said. And so I throw it in their face in the description, and I don't think this is enough. Usually I make it the third or fourth line. I am going to start putting it in bold-faced letters as the first line in every listing like this that I do. This volume demonstrates you can read it. That will sell your book even faster. Now, what do? Well, you stop not going to estate sales because you hated them in the past. You couldn't find anything. Even if the ones you couldn't find anything, there was a lot there. You just didn't know enough. If you start going again, you'll find things just that you've learned ever since you've gone to the last one. But I've just shown you gold. I've just shown you one thing to look for at every estate and garage sales. But estate sales especially seem big on these types of books. You're going to find them and you're going to make a lot of money. And remember, don't even comp them. Just start throwing them in your bag. You know the secret of estate sales? Another secret is take bags with you. No one else does this. With handles, the big Aldi bag, Aldi grocery store. Those Germans, they do fine engineering. Get some Aldi grocery bags. They're extremely lightweight. They've got great, nice big handles, and they hold the weight in books. You can fill up a bag in books. So take your bags, take them into an estate sale. Estate sale people will not care if you're taking in bags. They just don't want you to take out bags with things in them unless you pay for them. Go straight to the books and start placing these as fast as you can, these old textbooks, into your bags. Fill up the next one and fill up the next one. These bags are going to get heavy. You just got to get them to the table to pay for them. Once you pay, then they'll watch them and you can take one out at a time if that's what you need to do to your car. I've told you how to find them. I've told you how to price them. Basically, doesn't matter. They're not going to be priced high. I've told you how to comp them. Don't even do comps for these unless you're just curious. If they're old, dusty, and they look really hard to understand, don't worry about comps. 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, buy them. Go home, list them, and start making a lot more money than you do now. You will thank me later.